Hello, anyone out there want to shout and want to chat and maybe drop your link today? Just come on in. Frugal Granny is here. I'm taking a break from moving, so if you guys want to come in, then come on in, drop your link, say hello. I'm going to drink my coffee while I'm waiting on someone to come in. I did not announce that I was having a live stream today. I have been moving for 3 weeks now, and just decided to sit down, take a break, and maybe have a little live stream. Hmm. How in the world did I manage to do all this? Get off of there. There we go. Oh, hey. I didn't know you guys were there. I was busy looking around, busy drinking my coffee too. Zombie, I've been okay. I've just been moving a lot, pretty tired, but other than that, it's just everyday life, just tired, moving, packing, unpacking. Can y'all hear me? I don't know if my mic is working. Mhm. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. If you can hear me, please let me know. Nothing going on here. Okay, I'm not even seeing any more answers on the chat yet. I'm just going to type it out. Oh, yeah, I am. No, I'm not going to cook for Thanksgiving. I'm sorry. I started to say yes, I am zombie, but I am going to visit my children out of state. So I'm going to have a good time visiting grandbabies. So, are you cooking for Thanksgiving? If you're cooking for Thanksgiving, zombie, what are you going to cook? Oh, turkey. I like turkey, but I'm more of a ham person, but I still eat turkey. I'm trying to get my legs just right. Guys, I've been moving into my late brother in law and sister's house for about 3 weeks now, and I'm just not used to it yet, but it'll take me a little while. I'll get used to it. I adapt pretty good. I am only in background. Oh, you need to learn. Well, I'm still learning. I've been doing this off and on for about a year now, and I'm still learning. So it takes a while. Just don't give up. You'll get it. Hey, Frau, how are you doing? You said you're in the background. Um, Nothing wrong with being in the background, sweetie. Hey, Phyllis, how are you doing? I hope I'm not too loud, guys. I have nerve deafness in my left ear, so I really can't tell how loud I am. So if I'm too loud, let me know and I'll kind of tone it down a little bit. Yeah, I'm supposed to go out of town Sunday night with my oldest granddaughter and her fiance to my daughter's house in Augusta, Georgia. And then from there to my daughter's house in Danville, Virginia. And it's it's a 5 hour drive from here to Augusta, and then it's another 5 hour drive from Augusta to Danville. So I'm going to be traveling quite a bit. There's a lot of beautiful countryside up there, and I'm really eager to get back up that way. Hi, I just dropped in to say hello. There is a video on my Christmas scrapbook. I'm like, oh, I want to see that. I'll check that out. I really will. Hey guys, I was planning on having a yard sale today, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday because I thought we were going to be leaving Monday night to go out of state. But my my granddaughter says, "Grandma, we're leaving Sunday night. Change of plans." So anyway, the yard sale got called off for today. So I'm still going to have it tomorrow and Saturday. And while I was unboxing some items on the porch, one of the neighbors came over and she bought $40 worth of stuff from me. So that was pretty good, huh? Hey, Life Adventures and Keto. I'm thinking about trying that keto diet. My doctor wants me to lose 20 pounds. Now, I want to lose 20 pounds. So if you have some recipes you can toss my way, go ahead. Yeah, Phyllis, I'm going to look at your video when we get through here because I'm not going to stay on very long. I just wanted to let people know I'm still alive and kicking. Most of you that follow me, you know that I am a dumpster diver. Well, there's more to me than dumpster diving. I'm a grandma that has custody of my grandchild, one of my grandchildren. Renee had the video on it in her channel. Oh, okay. Well, I'll look that one up too then. Guys, if you didn't look at Renee's video back when she made her turkey, y'all go back and look at that one because that was interesting. I want to try that turkey recipe, but I won't get to this year, not unless my daughter agrees to let me cook the turkey, which most of the time she don't because she's a gourmet cook. She didn't get that from me. I just cook old fashioned Southern style. Hey, Rhonda Matthews, how are you? I just wanted to say hi, going back to work. Well, thank you for coming by, Rhonda, and don't work too hard. Listen, if you guys want to drop your channel, the link to your channel while you're on here, please go ahead and do that. I don't mind it. I would rather know that I'm helping somebody instead of hurting somebody. So I don't know how to do your links yet. I'm not that good at this live stream stuff yet. I've had a lot of personal setbacks in the last year, really, and I haven't been able to devote as much time as I wanted to my channel. My troll lived in my house, so um, yeah, I'm not living with him anymore. We To make a long story short, my husband goes through a depression this time every year for the last 5 years and has been telling me to leave this time every year. for the last 5 years. I'm not going to go back. That's it. I am too old to do this. So, leave, stay gone for about 6 months, then come back. I'm not doing it anymore, guys. I'm 63 years old, and I just flat out refuse to live the rest of my remaining years moving from one place to another. I'm not going to do it. Done with it. Like the mafia says, it's a done deal. I don't know how to get mods on here either, guys. This is just something I'm going to have to do as far as learning now that I've got time to do it. Zombie, I have spent my whole life really trying to make other people happy. And I've come to a realization after listening and watching some of you guys on here, and you'd think at my age I would have known by now. One of my favorite people to listen to is Diana Brianne Faircloth. You guys should check her out. She's really an uplifting kind of person, and she lets you know you can't be somebody's fix-it person. They got to fix their problems. You can't do it. You might be able to sit there and talk with them and give them some advice if they want your advice. But unless a person is willing to change, there's not going to be change. And it's like an old saying, if you don't like the way you think, change the way you think. Yeah, Zombie, it's not a happy life when you're in a marriage like that. It's not happy. It's better to just go on and be friends and let that be it. You will need a separate device to turn someone blue. Okay. Renee says Phyllis Cagney says my daughter Renee made a video on my scrapbook on her channel. We'll look that one up. Zombie says surround yourself with those that give you love and support. Amen. You got that right. Amen. If they start putting me down, I'm going to be out of there. Had enough put downs, ready to have a little bit of fun. I like to dance. Now, I don't go out dancing, but I like to dance in my house. I like to sing. I like to dress up a little bit here and there. But I got so busy into I think a lot of it was mental abuse, really, because I would think, well, if I'm not up busy constantly doing something, then someone's going to be mad at me. And most of the time that person did get mad at me. But I don't have to deal with that anymore. Going to make myself happy. Going to make my 10-year-old granddaughter happy, and these other grown-ups around me. Make yourself happy. That's it. Just make yourself happy. Guys, I'm sorry if I'm moving around a lot. I do have arthritis in my leg, so I have to move them around. If I don't, they get stiff. I try to convince Phoenix all the time that I'm not that old, but on days like today, when the weather is a little bit cool, I feel the arthritis in my legs and in these hands. They get there. But anyway. Yeah, that's right, Zombie. I am. I'm going to turn that music up, and I'm going to crank it up. Is what I'm going to do. If they don't, nobody likes it, they can go outside. But I do have plenty of time now, or after the holidays, I'll have plenty of time. Not all the holidays. Wait a minute. I'm about to mess myself up here with my own thinking. After the Thanksgiving holiday is over, I will have more time to sit down at my computer now and learn more about the editing that I need to do and how to have a more successful channel, hopefully, and how to add mods and drop people's links because I do want to help other people get their channels up and going. It's hard. Every time I turn around, I've lost views. And for one thing, you can't be all things to all people. If you want to be a dumpster diver and you want your channel to be strictly about dumpster diving, that's all that you're going to get is other viewers that are interested in dumpster diving. I'm a complicated person. I like a lot of things. Hey, Raka, or Raka, how are you doing? Thank you for coming by, Zombie, and blessings to you too. I'm going to try to do a live again, maybe later tonight. I don't know what time yet. Got to make sure I've got Phoenix doing her homework. That little booger's been trying to do it in class before she gets home, and that don't wash with Grandma. Grandma likes to make sure she's doing her work. Thank you, Life Adventures and Keto, with the offer to help with the streaming and editing. I may take you up on that. Veronica, you're still alive? Well, I know how you can see if you're still alive or not, honey. Pinch yourself. When you feel pain, you're alive. I had a migraine today, and it let me know I was still alive. Felt like I was going to die with that thing. I called my doctor and asked her if she would refill my migraine medicine, and she said, not unless you come in. I said, well, when can I come in? And she said, 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. I said, I'm going to the emergency room, forget that. So I went to the emergency room and got my migraine pills refilled. And this head right here, I'm going to tell y'all something. When this head hurts, this head hurts. You see that? That feels pain. I can't wait for days and weeks at a time before a doctor decides they're going to see something or see me. Hey, y'all, I got some Southern lingo for y'all. Y'all want to hear some? Yes or no? Give me a yes if you want to hear it and no if you don't. Because I might say it anyway. You never know about me. Drinking my coffee, guys. This is my one of my coffee cups from my friend Judy. She got me a whole set of dishes like this. This is from Flagstaff. Yeah, Flagstaff, however you say it. Anyway, okay, so you want to hear some Southern. Here we go. All right, if you were in a Southern home and someone says, have you ate yet? E.T., have you ate yet? That means, have you eaten? Have you had anything to eat? Okay, if you are listening to a Southerner talk and they say, well, I gotta go, I'm fixing to go to town. Fixing to means they're about to go somewhere, or fixing to go, they're about to go to town. Or if you hear someone say, I gotta go, I'm fixing supper, that means they're cooking dinner. If you hear someone say, I'm liable to blow my top, liable to blow my top, that means I am liable to blow my top. If you hear somebody say, I'm as nervous as a cat on a hot tin roof, that means I got a bad case of the shakes. If you hear someone say, it's raining cats and dogs, that means it's pouring down rain outside. If you hear someone tell one of their children, I'm fixing to whoop the daylights out of you, that means that child better run for cover. It's fixing to get its tail tore up. And if you hear someone say, I'm about to slap some sense into you, that's usually a woman fixing to tell her husband she's going to knock his head off. So how was that for some Southern slang? Oh, and when we say aunt, it sounds just like we're talking. Yeah, how's your mama? How's your mama and them? That's right. We do that too. How's your mama? We might not even know who their mama is, but if we're talking to somebody, we say, how's your mama? How's your daddy doing? How's your mom and daddy? Because everyone in the South just about knows everybody. That's right, Life Adventures and Keto. We do say, how's your mama? Or how's your mama and them? Or if you hear somebody say, it's up there, that means it's up there. If they say it's over yonder, it's not YONDER, it's YUNDER. Yonder, over yonder, means it's over there. If they say it's up there, it's up there. If it's down there, it's down there. If they say they want mayonnaise and mayo sandwich, that's a mayonnaise and tomato sandwich. That's right, about a country mile that way. That's right. Or if your mama tells you I'm fixing to beat you from one end of this planet to the other, that only means from the end of the road to the other end. So if you're out in the country, that's all the planet there is. You say y'all, we say youngins. Yeah, we say y'all and we say youngins for kids. That's the children. We say children, which I don't say children, I say youngins. But yeah, we call everyone. It don't matter what your age is. If you're a female, it's yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am, whatever the answer is. If you're a male, it's yes, sir, and no, sir. Some of my grandchildren ask me, Grandma, why do now it's not grandma, not GRANDMA, it's pronounced grandma. Grandma. Uh, why do you say thank you, ma'am, or yes, ma'am, or no, ma'am, to these young women that are younger than you? It's a Southern thing and it shows good manners. We were just always brought up that way to do that. We call everyone aunt and uncle here in the South. If your cousins are older than you are, you call them aunt and uncle. It's just the way it is here, at least in this part of the South. Like my niece, my children call her Aunt Robbie, and she's actually their cousin. Yes, ma'am, Miss Belka, we do that too. It's always Miss. Um, like here, they don't call me by my last name, Miss Stringfellow. It's Miss Delilah. Or the teachers at school, um, we don't call them by their last name. The children do, but the parents don't. We call them by their first name with Miss or Mister in front of it. Yeah, go hunting in the holler. I'll tell you something else too. If you go hunting in the holler, you better watch how you hollering at those other hunters too. And see, it's not. We don't say hunter. It's hunter. HUNDER. Hunter. Yeah, we leave a lot of the N off of stuff. It's just like I call people darling. Okay, darling, I'll see you later. Or okay, darling, have a good day. Or hey, darling, how y'all doing today? That's how we greet people. We just put DARLIN, kind of like Conway Twitty. Hello, darling. We use holler for several things. Yeah. Yeah, we call someone, we say, well, let me holler at your mama just a minute. I had a friend from Michigan. Well, she's still my best friend. She's been my best friend for over 30 years. And she was originally from Flint, Michigan. And my daughter, Crystal, and her daughter, Crystal, are friends. And I called one day and I told her daughter, Crystal, let me holler at your mama for a minute. And her mama gets on the phone and she said, what do you want to holler at me for? I hadn't done nothing to you. And I said, it's not that kind of holler, you idiot. Yeah, sometimes you have to holler things out. Hey, it helps Rocka sometimes to holler things out. When you see, I can actually read that right there, Life Adventures and Keto. It says, when you call somebody for a question and with y'all, what y'all doing? Yeah, that's right. We do that too. I like some of the old sayings like, well, if that's not the way it is, the grits ain't gravy, or grits ain't groceries, rather. When you call somebody, question. When you call somebody for a question and how y'all doing, yeah, that's funny. I could talk with you just about all day, and we're from a different country. Now, one of my best friends back years and years ago was from Laplace, Louisiana. It's pronounced Laplace, but it's spelled Laplace, Laplace, but it's Laplace because it's French, Cajun. When that man would get mad, he was actually the manager of a restaurant where I worked. When he would get mad, he would start talking Cajun, and I wouldn't know a word he was saying. And he'd tell me, well, I'm from the South. And I said, not my part of the South. You're from the Bayou. You ain't from down here. Now, you see how I said that? Instead of saying you're not from down here, I said you ain't from down here. So we kind of have our own kind of way of talking. But it's interesting. But guys, I'm not going to keep you much longer. I just wanted to get on here and let you all know I'm still alive and kicking, going through a separation. Hey, Florida girl, hadn't seen you in a while. Of course, that's my fault. I hadn't been on in a while. Yeah, I like that one too. You ain't from around here. Well, that's for sure. If you hear somebody say they don't like turnip greens or collard greens, you look at them and say, well, you ain't from down here. Or Slocum tomatoes. Slocum tomatoes is, yes, please, guys, if y'all haven't given me a thumbs up, please do. I'm struggling to keep my channel going. I really am. I got sabotaged, not from YouTubers, but from what was supposed to be my better half. Was not very supportive of me being on YouTube. Not really supportive of me doing anything except cooking and cleaning. That's about it. But yeah, I just got sidetracked, got brain fog for a minute or two. But I'm struggling to get my channel up and running. I've lost a lot of followers, and I worked hard on my channel for a year to get where it was at, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, it's not all of a sudden, says you don't like collards, don't let the sun set on you here. That's right. Well, there's another old saying too. It says if you don't like me, don't let the doorknob hit you in the rear end on the way out neither. But still, Val, I'm glad you're still here. Guys, if you are in a relationship that doesn't seem to be working for you, I'm going to tell you like someone told me, look at your situation 5 years ago. Look at it now, and look at it 5 years from now. And you tell me if you think it's going to be any better. Well, I did that. I looked at it 5 years ago, way back there, looked at it the way it is today, and looked at it in the future for 5 years, and I don't see it changing in 5 years. If it hasn't changed in 15, it's not going to change in 5. So you got to make yourself happy. Don't rely on your wife to make you happy. Don't rely on your husband to make you happy. Don't rely on your children or mama and daddy and friends. There's too much of a burden to put on another human being. You are responsible for your own happiness. And if what you're doing isn't making you happy, you got to change it. Hey, Susan from NOLA. You know what? It took me a little while. I'm not all that smart sometimes, Susan, but it took me a little while to understand what NOLA means. That's New Orleans, Louisiana. I miss that place, y'all. I went there with my first husband. We lived there in Laplace for about, I think it was 7 months. Yeah, Rocky, you're right. Leopards don't change their spots, honey. They don't. I tried for 15 years with this man. Now, I'm not going to say that it don't hurt. It does. It hurts. Because, I don't know. I came up in a family where mama and daddy did everything together, and I thought that's the way a marriage should be. Oh, Susan, you're about 10 minutes from Laplace. Well, that's where I lived, honey, and I loved it there. And the people were nice, except when you made some of them mad at you, then they talked Cajun and you didn't know what they were saying, but didn't matter. I still liked it. Uh, I, 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 I guess a lot of us girls or females think that everyone should be like our daddy, but mm-mm. I came to realize I didn't want to marry my daddy. I'm checking to see the time, guys. Um, if you guys could see what a mess I've got inside this house I'm trying to get moved, and I'm going to just tell y'all like it is, okay? It sucks. Whatever that means, that's it. I hope that ain't no ugly word. If it is, then I apologize because I don't do ugly. I try not to. But several months ago, when my husband talked me into moving back in with him, do y'all remember the video I made where he was making me a she shed? That wasn't my she shed. That was his shed for me. He said we were going to do this, go out and get the stuff from the dumpsters and become resellers. Susan says, I have been married for 40 years and it takes a lot of work. We are in sickness mode right now. Well, Susan, I hope everyone's okay. We'll keep you in our prayers. Susan, I was married to my first husband. He passed away in one day before what would have been our 21st anniversary. Um, in 20, not in 2000. Uh, oh, Susan, I'm sorry. I hate cancer. I hate cancer with a passion. I have lost a lot of family members to cancer. And if there was ever anything that I wish, was my husband my first love? I met my first husband, I was 8 years old. He was 19. I wouldn't leave him alone. He was visiting with my cousins at my grandma and granddaddy's house. They were friends, and he was already in the military, and he was about to ship out overseas. And I liked his curly black hair, and I kept playing with his curls. And he told me if he'd leave me alone, he'd give me a quarter. So I wouldn't leave him alone till he gave me a quarter. Then I went next door and bought me some cookies with it. And then it was I was 8 years old then, and I was 21 when I met him again. And I was 20 when I met him again, and met him through my cousin again. And we dated, and a year later we got married, and we stayed married for 20 years. Got divorced after 20 years and 3 kids. My first husband was a cheater and a beater. So I stayed with him, hoping and praying that he would change. And when I started having seizures, he wanted a divorce. He said that he had a bad heart in Vietnam. He just had a lot of problems. But anyway, after being divorced for about a year, he came back and said he realized he had made a mistake and he wanted his wife and his children back. And we started dating, and we dated for 6 months, and then we decided we wanted to get remarried on the same day that would have been our 21st anniversary. And his sister called me that morning and told me that he had died. So actually, she told me Chris is gone, and I said, "Gone where?" And she said, "He's gone." And I said, "Gone where?" And she said, "They found him in his apartment. He had a massive heart attack." So, but anyway, cheaters and beaters. Wow, we don't have to deal with that. Thank goodness. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't go through that part again. Now, the man I'm with now and separated from now, I've been with him for 15 years. I can honestly say he has never given me any reason to think that he cheated on me. He's never hit me either. Now, he did threaten one time, and I told him, if you hit me, you better sleep with both eyes open because you got to sleep sometime. I'm going to take my glasses off to say this. You hit me, I'm going to hit you back. So, nope, he never did that, but he is a. No, Rocco, you're right. Cheaters and beaters don't change, and especially if they drink on top of that. And my husband did drink. And the one that I'm separated from now, he also drinks. So, no, not going to go through that no more. Whatever few years I have left, I refuse to live it that way. But, Rocco, you know, you're right. Cheaters and beaters, they don't change. And the drink just adds more to it. You're right, Susan. Sleep with one eye open. You son of a biscuit eater. That's right. Phyllis says that I was never married, single all my life. And Angie Resale says, "Welcome to the Single Ladies Club." Yeah, you got that right. I'll drink some coffee to that one. I don't ever intend to get hooked up with another man. If it was the law that I had to have one, they better bring on the gold and silver, whatever handcuffs they got, because I'm not, I ain't doing it. I ain't going to do it. I hope that my girls now, my granddaughters, I hope that if they do find someone that they want, I hope that they're good to them. But I hope they've got enough common sense not to fall for just anything that this man's going to tell them. I was naive when I first got married. I thought everything was supposed to be, oh, the white house, the little white picket fence, the house on the hill. Now, I had the house on the hill. My husband came from money. Only trouble is, let me tell you, ladies, something. When you marry a man that's got money, he's not going to give it to you. Velka says, my mama worked with a lady that got beat all the time. Her husband got drunk, passed out on the bed, and after years of this, she took the sheets in around him and took a ball bat to him, almost killed. My sister did that too. Yeah, my oldest sister, Gracie, her husband was bad about beating on her. And one night she had all of it she was going to take, and he got drunk and passed out on the bed, passed out on his stomach. So she took his arms. Yeah, his arms. No, you can't see me. But anyway, she took his arms and tied them one to each headboard, and then his feet to each footboard. And so he was spread eagle on the bed, and she took the baseball bat and beat the daylights out of him. She broke two of his ribs. She didn't give him a chance to hit her anymore. She left him. Okay, Rocker says, yeah, she almost killed him, and he never left a mark on her again. I don't blame him. I wouldn't either. Susan says, Delilah, you are a beautiful, smart, and desirable lady. Don't let any man tell you different. Well, I look at it this way. When I was growing up, Susan, I People told me all the time, "You've got such beautiful long blonde hair and blue eyes." And this was my family and friends, and they said, "You don't ever cut your hair," and all this kind of stuff. And I grew up thinking that I was pretty, and I wasn't conceited because I didn't want to be. I just wasn't conceited. If someone said I was cute, then I was cute. If I was pretty, I was pretty. Um, but I was raised to believe like this: pretty is as pretty does, and so is ugly. Uh, my granddad told me one time, "You can take the most beautiful woman in the world right here, but if she's got an ugly heart and ugly ways, that's the ugliest woman in the world." And he said the same thing about a man. He could be a beautiful man, but uh, if he don't have good ways, he's an ugly man. And it's the truth. And I grew up always thinking, well, people would tell me, "Delilah, you look just like your mama." And I was like, "No, I don't, neither." But I didn't tell them that. But I really didn't want to favor my mama because to me, mama always looked tired and she looked older than her years. And now, after going through the things I've gone through in life, I understand my mama was a beautiful woman, and she was a kind hearted woman. And she was known in the neighborhood as Mama Butler. And if you needed anything, all you had to do was go to Mama Butler's, and if she had it, she would give it to you. And if she didn't have it, she found a way to get it to you. And I was thinking the other day, for me to, I look in the mirror now, and my mom has been dead since 1985. I was 26 years old when my mom passed away. I wish I had her now. But when I get to missing her real bad, I just go look in the mirror and I see my mama's face. And then I think, I was really blessed. I had a good mama, I had a good daddy, and I favor my mama. So even though she's not here for me to sit and talk to, I can look at her right here. I got her. Angie says, "I was married for 14 years to my girl's dad, and he was a good guy, just we wanted different things. When I was married for 7 years to a cheat, gambler, etc., and now 49 and happily single for 6 years. I intend to stay single the rest of my life. I'll tell you that much right now." Yes, Susan, she was. I don't know if y'all ever had hobos that would get off the train tracks in your town or not, but when I lived in Winter Haven, Florida, we lived about I don't know, we lived not right at the railroad tracks, but uh, there was railroad tracks in our neighborhood, and the hobos there had it on their circuit that if you were hungry, you could go to the back door at Mama Butler's house and she would make you a sandwich and give you a mason jar of sweet tea. And my mama would do that. And it was just known around the hobos that traveled that area that they could come anytime during the day and my mama would feed them. You could pick them up at the county courthouse to work for you a day. Yeah, you could. My daddy, we were migrant workers, and a lot of people, a lot of people these days think migrant workers are Hispanics. Not always. We picked oranges, grapefruits, tangerines, citrus fruit of all kinds in Florida for 6 months or during fruit season. And then when that was over, we would come back to Alabama, visit my grandparents, spend a couple of nights in Alabama with them, and then go to Watervliet, Michigan. She was a good woman then, wasn't she, Susan? Susan says my grandma fed the hobos in Metairie. She lived right by the tracks. Same thing, a sandwich and tea. That I think that was the given thing. They would want that sandwich and tea, and that's what Mama made them. But yeah, we we picked fruit for a living, and my daddy drove an old school bus. And what fruit pickers called those school buses was crew bus. And my daddy would drive around certain places in town and pick up the migrant workers on the bus and carry them out to the orange groves. And sometimes some of these hobos would come to our house and ask my daddy if he had a job for him to do in the orange groves. And they would get a job there. Now, sometimes people would come and they would need a place to stay. Mostly men that had their wives and children from out of town, and not hobos, but just transits. And we had a spare room in the back of the house, and not inside our house, but it was a detached garage. And Daddy had a rollaway bed and stuff in there. And he would let them come and stay with us until they got into one of the labor camps. And if you stayed at our house and it was on Sunday, you went to church. You couldn't just stay there. You had to go to church. And so you'd be surprised how many people decided they liked Mom and Daddy good enough they wanted to go to church with them on Sundays. Rocca says, Mama said when she was young, the hobos would mark the corner of the house to let other hobos know where they could get a handout. They would either mark the corner of the house or, the cement post that's up by the street on the corner, they would mark it. And it would be a certain color that each one would put up there so that they would know. And because most of the time it was the same hobos coming through there every few months. Susan from NOLA says Grandma's house too. They have their own symbols. That's true, they did. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to kick the table, guys. Life Adventures and Keto says street signs here. Yep. There was one man that every time he came through Winter Haven, he would take a white handkerchief and tie it around one of the palm trees in our yard. And someone else would come up after he left, and they would know that that's where you could get food. And but Mom and Daddy had 8 kids of their own, and they took in 5 nieces and nephews and 2 grandchildren. So there was always a house full of kids at our house. Well, guys, listen, I have been on here a long time, and I know I've been rambling a lot about different subjects, but I'm the only grown up in this house. It gets lonely. So I am going to let you guys go. I have enjoyed the company. Yeah, when times were simple, I'm going to tell you something. If I could go back to my childhood days, that would be some happy times. But anyway, yeah, I am going to wrap this up. I'm going to be back on tonight. You'll have to excuse my phone. I do keep it on because with Phoenix at school and non-custodial parents, my hair. Oh, bump it. There we go. Now then. I'll see y'all sometime tonight. I'm planning on getting on probably around 10 o'clock. If things go good, I'm not quite sure. With me, I have to play it by ear until I can get everything just right. I'm getting ready to go out of town for the holidays. So, guys, I hope that you all have a blessed evening. God be with y'all. Susan, I'm going to be praying for you and your husband and your family. And if you don't mind, I'd like to ask my family and my church family to put y'all on the prayer list. My family is Pentecostal, and we'll add you to the list. God love you. Frugal Granny's out of here. Love y'all.